Okay, yeah, we're in the studio and we're just going to answer your questions that you sent over. So we got Jack from the official street team over here to do the filming and ask the questions. So go for it, dude.
How did the band start?
Oh, well, I started the band about 3 years ago or something, and I started it with Gelb, who was the original guitarist, and then we got Frank in the band and just slotted in really well, and then we sort of gigged around and did all that stuff for a couple of years, and then just before the new year Gelb left the band and Joe joined the band, but we've known Joe for years anyway. How did you get in the band, Joe?
You guys realised it was time that you needed someone that can actually play music in the band. The expertise is from me.
Realistically?
No, you guys asked me to try playing bass for a couple of songs.
Yeah.
So
well, we actually asked you to do that before Gelb left.
Yeah. So when I turned up thinking it was going to be cool and we were going to have practice and a jam together, Gelb dropped the bombshell.
Ouch.
Yeah. But Joe was standing right over there.
I was there.
Gelb was there.
And
I was there. You were over here.
You didn't know where to be. Like.
But then
I went next door for ages. I heard the shout going, "You can come in now. It's safe."
Because then the next day we just sort of said, well, we were going to ask you to sort of play with us for a bit anyway. And how do you fancy sort of coming along, seeing how it goes? I'll play the guitar, and it was pretty evident.
Monday, then, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then it was like, I thought it was going to work, so it kind of went from there, really, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then
There was no question after the first practice that it was working.
Because it blatantly wasn't.
So it was definitely working.
Yeah.
You're an ass. What's the second question?
Where did you get your band name from?
Where do we get the band name from? I
remember you asking me ages ago.
Yeah. I actually started this studio about 5 years ago, and originally I was calling the studio SevereZero Studio Records or something.
Yeah, I remember you told me and my brother that.
Yeah, and it was just that was what it was going to be. It was just a name that I'd had, and I came to it because like when you're mastering audio, you're trying to get it sort of as close to 0 dB as you can. The closer to 0 dB, the louder it is. Like most records, sort of average like -9 or -10 ish. Some are louder. There's no effects record, which is really, really loud. So long, Frank. Thanks for all the shoes. If you're interested in checking it out, it's a really loud record. But so I just sort of came up with that name, and we toyed around with pages and pages of names, didn't we? Fucking loads of names.
What was your favourite, apart from?
I really liked the Robot Mafia.
What was your least favourite?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I
don't want to.
Right?
Someone.
What's your favourite? Reach around.
Global reach around. Yeah. Hostile reach around. Or shocker pork.
Yeah. Terrible.
Isn't that like a sexual position?
I don't know. Depends
I've never heard of it, but I'd like to try it. This is the shocker pork, position 1.
You'd have to have some consent beforehand.
We just had loads of names, and then we just kept coming back to SevereZero and thought, well, whatever it means to someone, we just sort of liked how it rolled, so we stuck with it. And that's it, really.
It's a good answer.
To which genre does your record Dead Air belong?
Music.
That's quite, yeah. I think we're changing a little bit now. I'd say back then, I'd say like firmly sort of post-rock, really.
Can you name any of your influences?
Well, I loved like Billy Talent, Queens of the Stone Age, Propaganda, NoFX, Lagwagon. What are you into? You're into loads of stuff.
Quite a mix of stuff, like Biffy Clyro, Blink-182, obviously, Billy Talent, and then loads of other stuff, like they're just a bit obscure, like jazz things.
Yeah.
Motion City,
yeah.
so we all have in common.
Cheers.
Well, yeah.
That was the only thing I was going to say, because I don't really concentrate on... I don't know, I listen to a bit of everything, but not a lot of anything.
Yeah, I know.
So I love Motion City, but I'd only listen to like 4 or 5 of the tracks, and then listen to someone else, and like Billy Talent.
You're an iPod man.
Yeah, just
skip. Shuffle it up.
Don't get in the car with me, because I'll put the CD and I'll be up next.
Yeah, no, don't get like on the way to Germany. I think we probably in the whole. I think no, actually not just on the way. On the whole time we were in Germany, I think probably.
No,
we only finished about 3 tracks because we get to the end of the track, near the end, Bruce skip.
Having a
track skip it.
Freischlager, wasn't it?
Henrik
Yeah,
Pfeiffer.
that was awesome. Yeah.
That
guy's
went through a
amazing.
few
Yeah.
times.
He's a sick guitarist. But yeah, we're really eclectic, and it's weird because there's loads of records that we do really cross over on, and actually that we sort of discover together. Like
Yeah,
me and you only really got into Billy Talent at exactly the same time, wasn't it?
yeah.
That one
which
record
is
we just,
actually quite recently.
which is quite recent actually.
Which record do you prefer, the first or the second?
The first. I've only got a few tracks on the second one, and I don't know. I like it, but the first one, for me, is sort of like really genre defining. I think they really carved their own thing with that.
Yeah.
I think on this, it's not their fault, but when they got to the second album, it seemed like lots of bands were starting to almost try and copy it in America anyway, and then, I don't know.
Do you want to be pigeonholed into something?
It sounds like fun.
A little bop.
I don't know. Yes and no. I think
I love a tight
I
box.
think part of me feels that I like it when people can like relate to us through bands that they like, because then it gives them something that they can sort of like, I don't know, understand, and it's like, oh yeah, like they're a bit like this but they're different. Or at the same time, if you can't like categorise a band at all, then it's, like you don't know who you're sort of like.
I think you're doing something wrong if you can't be pigeonholed.
Yeah,
Because there's no kind of music that you listen to and go, oh, what is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not music.
But then
is
again,
it?
you always get bands like Dillinger Escape Plan who started something like that, and then all of a sudden it was like they made their own style of music.
Yeah, no,
and,
but then you get pigeonholed into that.
but then you get pigeonholed into that. True. Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
my
I
point.
think so.
So
I think our
it's
new
mainly
stuff.
up to other people, though, isn't it? Because you,
Yeah.
whenever you say, "Oh, we play this kind of music," there's always like nine out of 10 people always say, "No, you're not. You're more this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would
So-
you guys put us in? Email
What
us
would you
in.
say?
Let us know.
How did your single Silence on the Radio come off?
Really good, actually, didn't it?
Yeah, really well.
It was one of those things that we sort of like, as soon as we'd written that song, we sort of chose it for a single.
How long did it take to write?
That song was written in about a day. One band
But
practice.
I don't mean in a bad way. I thought so. I
It's
mean,
one of
like,
those
you
tracks,
can
innit?
feel it.
It just wrote itself.
It wrote itself, and we were like, because obviously it was before Joe's in the band. We'd sort of decided like, that's going to be like the single. Did like literally rush the artwork out. We just wanted to get it out there, and got loads of good reviews. If you just type it into Google, you can find pretty much loads of good reviews. I think there's one or two bad ones.
There's two.
There's really funny. That's brilliant.
Is it Metal Magazine? Or
Yeah,
something?
and there's one that I love. I really love reading it because it's completely got the wrong end of the stick. It thinks that we're whinging about what's being played on the radio, and it's basically thinking that we're idiots because of it, but that's not what the song's about at all.
Can you clear up what the song is about?
Yeah, it's sort of about, if you like,
It's about pigeonholing.
that's the sexual position as well. No, it's about sort of like the whole way the music industry's been going. But it was more written about what was sort of going on maybe like 5 years ago, when everyone seemed to be like thinking the internet was going to be the end of the record industry. When actually, if you sort of like, when it started to become embraced, that's when like it takes off, because it puts smaller record labels on the same sort of playing field as everybody else, and all of a sudden you get loads of emerging talent which probably would never have got discovered if it wasn't for the internet. And
It does level it a lot.
it does level it a lot more. And like people then think, oh yeah, but it's harder to get into the music industry now. But it's like, of course it is, because there's more to compete with. But surely that's a really good thing, because
Yeah.
the really good stuff does get out
It's
there.
more of a chance to do it yourself these days. As well.
And that's sort of what it's about, really. It's about, the reason it's called Silence on the Radio is because it's from those people who probably buy the Daily Mail, who sort of go on about, oh, next thing you know, it'll be fucking silence on the radio, innit? Like with the internet and that, and sort of whinging about things like that will never happen. And yeah, it's sort of about that and like somebody's negative approach to a really good thing.
You toured in Germany already. Did you like Germany?
Loved it.
Germany's amazing.
Really?
Yeah,
It's good.
it's brilliant.
It's good.
And for us, it's always going to hold, well, for me anyway, it's massive significance, because Joe had just joined a band. We'd been together like a month or something.
That was like the end of that
It
tour.
was 2 months,
Like
it was
our
2
fifth
months,
gig,
wasn't
No, it was our 7th gig was the last day of that tour.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't know, it just,
Crazy.
it was so exciting, and it was so fresh with
Yeah.
Brewer, and it was
It's cool.
fucking, yeah, awesome. I love it.
What did you like best about Germany, and what did you like worst about Germany?
I know what Brewer liked best. The sausage.
Hell yeah.
See, that's what I like least about it.
For me, it was awesome.
Vegetarian.
Anything. That kebab that you had in Cologne, oh
Yeah.
my god.
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
These guys would get in the
Subway's-
van with the sausages that went,
It's just schnitzel.
It's like, that's unnatural.